So it's a penne pasta dish with shrimp and a Gorgonzola cheese sauce that I think you're really going to love. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some penne pasta in some boiling water. And this is one of those recipes that you'd pay like 20 bucks per entree out at a restaurant. You can make it at home for way, way cheaper than that. A little bit of salt into my pasta water. Always when you're doing pasta, season the water, because it's really the only chance to get in there and season that pasta. I actually have a recipe for a Gorgonzola and sausage pasta bake, a casserole recipe in my cookbook. And everyone who I serve it to, they say, "Oh, I don't do blue cheese." And then all of a sudden, they like love it and want seconds and thirds. And that's because you can really mellow out the flavor and just get a hint of it by using blue cheese in a sauce. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to start out with a few tablespoons of butter, and you could certainly cut back on this. You could do olive oil. This recipe calls for 4 tablespoons of butter, but you wouldn't have to use that much. A couple would be fine. Or as I said, you could really keep it nice and light and do olive oil. And now that pan was really hot, so you see we use an electric cooktop here. At home I've got a gas cooktop where I can control the heat and just turn it off and on, but when this pan gets too hot, I want to pull it off the heat. I don't want to burn that butter is what I'm doing. Don't be afraid to do that. Just pick the pan up and get it off the heat, because if you burn the butter, whole dish is ruined, and we don't want to do that. So in goes, you can put it back on the heat now. We've got about a pound of peeled and deveined shrimp. And this is a great way to get a little seafood in here and stretch the dollar because we've got it in pasta. This is going to serve 4 or more people, 4 to 6 people, because it's very, very rich. And you could certainly cut back on the amount of shrimp that you're using. This just happens to, we pick this up at Festival. You can actually pick it up right from the seafood department and just get the amount you want, or it comes in 2-pound frozen bags of frozen shrimp already peeled and deveined for you, and then you can just take out what you need and then seal up the bag and get it back in the freezer. And that's what I do at home. You know, when I'm using shrimp in recipes, I just buy the frozen bags of shrimp, and then, you know, if you, this recipe we're using a pound, but you could certainly use a ½ pound or a ¼ pound to really stretch your shrimp dollar. All right, I'm going to season this with a little bit of salt and pepper, and this is that mix that I always get questions about. If this is 1 cup of kosher salt and 1 tablespoon of coarsely ground black pepper, we mix those together, keep them near the stove, and you've always got the perfect blend of seasoning, I should say. All right, got a little garlic here, pasta and garlic. I'm trying to think of a dish that I make with pasta that doesn't have garlic in it. Not many, that's for sure. Because this dish has so few ingredients, I mean, there's not a lot going on in this recipe, and it's just such a quick, easy fix. We're going to use the fresh garlic just because it makes such a difference. You could use the jarred garlic. I love the color blue. My bedroom is blue. Ireland's bedroom is blue too. Your living room's blue, Anne? Blue is such a calming color. I don't really like it. Okay. Just want to turn our shrimp over. And these little guys, this is one of the reasons this is such a quick fix, is because these shrimp cook up really quickly. Oh, it's starting to smell good. We don't even have the garlic in there yet. Getting just a little bit of nice color on that shrimp. Abby, what's your favorite color? Pink? Yeah, Abby's a girly girl. I still do like the color pink. It's just not my favorite. Greg, what's your favorite color? Blue? Greg's our director. These are the behind the scenes people of the show that make me look really good, so I like to chat with them. They're a huge part of the show. It's not just about me, that's for sure. Oh, how good does that shrimp look? Okay, in goes our garlic. I know, yum. Smells delicious. All right, now you know the rule when we got the garlic going on here. Move it, get it around. We don't want to burn it. just want to, like a 30-second rule, just so that we can kind of get it around and heat it up and give the shrimp some great flavor and the sauce some great flavor. But if you burn it, the whole dish is ruined. It just kind of gets a bitter taste, and it's just not good is what it is. Okay. All right, we're going to deglaze the pan, which means we've got some nice brown bits. You know, the good stuff on the bottom of the pan is what we're trying to get into this pasta sauce. So I'm going to hit it with a little bit of a dry white wine. Pinot Grigio works really nicely. I'm going to turn up my heat. And I've got some heavy cream. We don't need to use flour or anything in this sauce. It's not going to be a real thick sauce, but between the heavy cream and the Gorgonzola cheese that we're going to use, it's going to be plenty to thicken it up. So I've got some heavy cream in there. I know, it is good. I'm going to keep that extra little heavy cream right on the side in case we need some more. At this point, I've turned up the heat, and I want to get this sauce simmering a little bit so that it'll reduce down. And then I'm going to add my Gorgonzola cheese. I'm going to add a little bit of fresh basil. So I picked up some fresh basil. And if it's the summer, I grow basil in the summer, but if it's not, or your basil isn't looking all that good, you can just pick it up. We picked this up right at Festival. They have these great fresh herbs right there. And what I like to do is I take the leaves and kind of stack them up, especially the bigger leaves, and just give them a nice, roll them up, take a knife, and we're going to get some nice ribbons. This is called a chiffonade. And they just look really pretty. There we go. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right. Now it's a Gorgonzola pasta dish, so you're saying, okay, Amy, when's that cheese go in? Right now. So I've got some nice Gorgonzola cheese here, which is an Italian blue cheese. And I'm just going to crumble some of that. And this actually is the cheese made by our local blue cheese company out of Seymour Dairy Crest, which we're going to visit a little later on. They make wonderful blue cheeses, including a Gorgonzola. So what happens is, when that cheese hits that heavy cream, it melts, thickens the sauce a little bit, and gets way mellower. It's almost like an Alfredo sauce. It's got that hint of blue cheese, but it's just not overpowering, and that's why I try and get people who absolutely say, no, 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 no blue cheese for me. Try and get them to just at least try it. All right, don't want to overcook my pasta, because I am going to throw it right back into that sauce, so it's going to kind of cook twice on me. So I want to cook it al dente. Drain it really well, though. I don't want not any of that water in that sauce. That's something I really want to avoid. Get that pasta in there. Coat that pasta with the sauce. Maybe we could hit this with some fresh basil just to finish it up. When you're adding fresh herbs, you normally don't want to add them till the very end. All right, here we go. Got a nice big dish here. Yeah, I think people who really don't even like blue cheese are going to be wowed by this dish. I mean, what's not to be wowed over? Serve this with a nice big salad and some bread, and you've got, like I say, a dinner that you'd pay some serious cash for out at a restaurant, but you can do it at home. And it was that easy. We threw this together in about 10 minutes. Maybe a little bit more crumbled Gorgonzola on the top, just to let everybody know what we're eating. And maybe a little bit more fresh basil too. And there you go.